My name is Amina, and I was 17 the year my life stopped belonging to me. I grew up in a small village where people believed that a girl's future should be prepared for her before she even learns to dream. I always thought I would escape that path. I believed my life would be different. I believed I would finish school, become a nurse, and choose the man I wanted to love. But life does not always care about your dreams. The day everything changed was the day my father called me into the sitting room. His face was tight, serious, almost cold. My mother stood behind him, her hands shaking, refusing to meet my eyes. "Amina," my father said softly, "your future has been arranged." I froze. He continued, "You will marry Mr. Karim. He has helped our family for many years. He has chosen you." My heart dropped into my stomach. Karim, a man 15 years older than me, a man I knew only as a wealthy trader who passed by our home with gifts for my father. I whispered, "Baba, please no. I want to finish school." "School?" His voice sharpened. "School does not feed a family. School does not save us from debt." I felt tears burn behind my eyes. My voice trembled. "But I am only 17." My mother's lips parted, but she said nothing. That silence broke me more than my father's words. I lay awake that night, staring into the darkness. My chest felt tight, like someone was pressing on it with both hands. My life was being handed away like I was property. I felt angry. I felt helpless. I felt betrayed. But most of all, I felt alone. At dawn, my best friend, Zainab, came to see me. Her eyes were red from crying. "Amina, you can run away," she whispered. "I will help you." I thought about it. I imagined myself running, escaping into the early morning, leaving everything behind. But my mother's face appeared in my mind, tired, scared, worn down by responsibility. "If I run," I said softly, "they will suffer. My father will be shamed. My brothers will be blamed." "So what about you?" she asked, sobbing. "Who will protect you?" Nobody. Not even my own family. The morning of my wedding felt unreal. They painted my hands with henna, dressed me in a bright red gown, and placed heavy gold jewelry around my neck. Everyone was smiling except me. "You should be happy," an aunt whispered. Happy? I felt like my body was walking, but my spirit had stayed behind. When I entered the hall, I saw him, Karim, waiting for me. He smiled widely, proudly, as if winning a prize. But I felt like a sacrifice. The marriage ceremony began. I repeated the words they asked me to say. Words of acceptance, words of consent, words that were not mine. Inside, I screamed. I sat on the edge of a bed covered in rose petals. My hands were shaking. My new husband closed the door behind him and slowly walked toward me. "Amina," he said softly, "I know you did not choose this marriage, but I will try to be gentle." His voice surprised me. I expected cruelty. Instead, I saw a man who was also trapped in traditions he never questioned. "I'm scared," I whispered. He sat beside me, leaving space between us. "I won't touch you tonight," he said. "You can rest." For the first time that day, I breathed. Chapter 5. Captivity with Kindness. Days turned into weeks. I lived like a stranger in a stranger's home. Kareem tried to be kind. He bought me books. He encouraged me to continue studying from home. He asked what meals I liked. He spoke to me gently. But kindness is not freedom. Sometimes I looked at him and wondered, why did you choose a girl who didn't want you? He never answered that question. Maybe he didn't know. I passed my days quietly, reading, praying, thinking. Sometimes at night, I would cry into my pillow so no one would hear. I felt like a bird in a golden cage, comfortable, fed, but caged. One morning, as I was sweeping the courtyard, 2 girls walked past the house holding school bags. I watched them, and something inside me broke and then rebuilt itself. Why should I be done dreaming? Why should I let life end at 17? That evening, I stood in front of Kareem with shaking hands. "I want to go back to school," I said. He looked surprised. "You want to study?" "Yes." He hesitated, thinking. And then he nodded. "You can go. I will support you." I almost cried again, this time from relief.
Attending school as a married girl was strange. People stared. Girls whispered. Teachers tried to hide their shock. But I kept walking. Every day I walked into class was a victory. I studied harder than everyone. I refused to fail. I refused to let my story end in sadness. At home, Kareem stayed respectful. He gave me space. He encouraged my ambition. Sometimes I caught him watching me with quiet admiration. And slowly, very slowly, I stopped seeing him as the man who ruined my life and started seeing him as the man who helped rebuild it. It didn't happen instantly. It didn't happen romantically. It happened quietly. One evening, I came home exhausted from exams. I dropped my books on the table and sighed loudly. Kareem walked in carrying a bowl of warm soup. "You look tired," he said. "You should eat." I looked at him, really looked at him. This man, who had become patient with me, this man who waited for my heart, this man who never forced anything beyond the marriage itself. My chest felt warm. Not love, not yet, but something close. Months passed. I grew stronger, more confident, more educated. When I visited my parents, they were shocked to see how mature I looked, how calm, how stable. My father avoided my eyes. Maybe he felt guilty. Maybe he didn't. My mother pulled me into a long, tight hug. She whispered, "Forgive me." I didn't know if I could, but I nodded. That night, I realized something. Even if people break you, you can choose how to rebuild. One evening, Kareem found me sitting under the mango tree in our compound. He said softly, "Amina, I know you never wanted this marriage, and if you ever want freedom, the door is open." For a moment, I simply stared at him. He was giving me what my family never gave me, a choice. I felt tears slip down my cheeks. "Kareem," I whispered, "I don't want to leave." His eyes widened, soft and hopeful. "I want to stay, not because I was forced, but because now I choose this life." And as he pulled me gently into his arms, I realized something powerful. Sometimes life pushes you into darkness. But the light you find there becomes brighter than anything you ever imagined. Please like, comment, and subscribe.